What's up, guys? It is the 31st of May. We are ending out the month of May after a wonderful losing streak. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. First, some general housekeeping things. You can see on the screen in front of me is a different set of journaling software than what I have been using. This is TraderSync as opposed to TraderView because you couldn't have trade journaling software if the word trader weren't in there. So it's extremely confusing because I've been talking about TraderSync, TraderView. There's TradeMetria out there is another one that I've seen. TraderView is different than TradingView, which is my charting platform, and TradeStation is the broker that I use to actually trade futures. So trade everything. It's dumb. Anyways, you can see that we have different software in front of me. I figured out that part of my confusion with how TraderView was importing things is a lot to do with, are you calculating a position at least on the day? Are you calculating it according to when you opened it, when you closed it? And that explains why there were some discrepancies there. I ended up tweaking the settings. You can calculate your numbers a couple of different ways in TraderSync, and I tweaked my settings so that it actually matches the reporting software that you get through TradeStation as a broker. The main reason I'm still using journaling software is because I want the journaling feature to it, and I'm willing to, purchase software to do that as opposed to doing everything through my broker. So TraderSync is the way that I'm going. I actually was able to get it for about 20 bucks a month cheaper than what TraderView cost. So here we are. The other thing that's really cool about this software, and just the last general piece of housekeeping, is you can add trades manually, which is sort of a pain in the butt. It's really not convenient at all. They actually have a mobile app too that let me go ahead and pull it up here real quick. You're not going to be able to see it real well, but you can actually see your performance and your account overview and everything else all up on your screen. And they have an import trade feature built into the app, but it doesn't actually let you pick a ticker. So when it comes back into the desktop platform here, it just says unspecified, and I haven't found a way to change that. So it's kind of annoying because I'd love to be able to take a trade or see a notification that I got a trade and then just take a minute, plug in the numbers, and that way I don't have to do it when I get home and try to sit down and do my journaling. But the plus side of it is manually entering my orders. It works because I'm trading a larger time frame, like the hourly or the 4 hour. So I'm not trading 100 times a day. This would not be feasible if you're trading 100 times a day. Um, but that allows me to actually go in and manually enter my trades and think through and reflect upon each trade and reflect upon how the day went, what went right, what went wrong, and in general, just do that introspective work that I know I need to do to make myself a better trader. So, to bust out today's trades, we did tag out of a long position. Actually, let's pull up the charts. Since I haven't talked about anything here lately, I traded type 1, type 2 short over that was the 27th, which was the Friday, was it? Yeah, that was Friday. We pushed up, tagged out on this candle. Futures markets are open on Monday, so I tagged out on Monday. We pushed up, pulled back, type 1 long, type 2 long, tagged out this morning for a loss on both of those. So I took losses over here, going short and short. Never got an entry to go long. Short short was a loss. Long long was a loss. So I'm 6 losses into a losing streak right now. That is really, I think disheartening is the right word. And it's one of those things in hindsight that, now this move we've already talked about. That was when we ran to 2 standard deviations. There was a 68% chance of that not happening, and we just happened to be on the wrong side of the statistics on a move like that and didn't really have an entry to go long and ride that thing up. So I can't, I can't beat myself up over that trade too much. Something that I realized and something that I need to actually mark in TraderSync. So let's go ahead and pull up that trade. And by the way, this is saying this is a $3,500 loss. It was showing that I had 2 contracts short from some time that I don't remember. And when I entered a manual trade to make sure that I went totally flat, that's when my P&L corrected to be exactly what TradeStation says. So this should be accurate now. But one of the mistakes that I made, we can log mistakes within this platform, is trading holiday. I traded on a holiday when there was basically no volume. If we go back to uh, trading view here, you can see volume bars. We got all of that volume and then suddenly nothing, 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 nothing. Futures markets are open. The institutions aren't playing. Like this is not, I mean, it probably is technically some institutional activity. There's nothing in this volume that says this is a day that I want to be trading. So for me to try to play these zones when there's no volume to actually support the zones was kind of a mistake. Right? I mean, it was an expensive mistake. I took 2 losses, or sorry, 4 losses total, type 1, type 2, type 1, type 2. That was an expensive mistake because these zones are meant to be where the institutions are buying or selling. That's where that real tug of war is happening. In a time period where the institutions aren't trading, I shouldn't be trading. That's not my trading style. That's what these zones are meant for. I really should have just probably when I took this loss on Friday, probably just ignored it and said, all right, I'll see you Tuesday. Monday's a holiday. I can technically trade, but I'm just going to take the time off. Hindsight is 2020, but that is something that I'm going to remember moving forward is, hey, trading around these holidays, probably not the best idea. So took that loss this morning. We got some volume pushing things back up. I was looking at things on the 15-minute, and I'll pull this up. I don't think that's going to actually show. I don't want the whole channel. Why is that there? So on TradeStation, on the mobile app, I have, that is, why do I still see a channel? There we go. On TradeStation, that actually looked a little bit different, and it looked like it was testing it. This is the VWAP on that 15-minute candle, and I was like, all right, well, if we're going to continue down, I want to short here. I got in with a small short position and got my stop in the green and tagged out of that, obviously. So typically, I don't scalp intraday. That's actually against my rule set. So that was a trade that I took because I was mad that I actually wasn't in anything, and part of that being I tagged out here, and this narrowly avoided my type 1 because my type 1 was actually further up into the zone. So I could have had a type 1 entry right here, rode this thing down, and let's see, let's get rid of all this stuff so we can actually see again. We'll keep that one on there because we're going to talk about that. Had I gotten an actual type 1 short here with my stop up here, which is where my stop would be, no, still would not have hit profit on that. Would have come really close to hitting profit. Never actually filled it though. So now the main mistake that I made today, I mean, I scalped, we pushed up, my type 1 got filled. I kept that limit order on there. I saw this move up. I saw the candle when it was up here. Let's get rid of this distracting line. And I said, oh, great, we're about to tag out. I'm about to take another loss. That sucks. I did not have a type 2 limit order right here. For some reason, did not think to set it. Completely skipped my mind. And then we got the sell-off. And that right there, you can see that's a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Had I entered it on this candle, which is where it would have been, I would have hit my profit right here. So would have locked in about $1,500 profit just on that. Well, in or about. My cost basis would be, I think that'd drag it down probably somewhere around there. So would have made good profit on that, and I didn't. So that's the biggest mistake of the day, honestly, is I've been so just hammered by losses lately because of trading over a holiday where I shouldn't have been trading, because of the standard deviations not playing out in my favor on that particular one. Like that, it sort of threw me off emotionally, and so I wasn't prepared to take a type 2. And I didn't have a limit order to take a type 2. Like, the idea behind this trading system is most of the time the zones are right, even when I think it's not. Like, everything about this right here, let's go back to the 15-minute on that. We saw this sell-off and we got bought right back up. I thought we were going long and breaking out. Like if I were trading this purely based upon my emotions, I would have gone long right there, which would have been a horrible idea, obviously. And now we're in a weird spot where I put my limited order in. I need to follow my plans. I had no problem following my plans on low volume. Like, that's stupid. But here we are. I missed a Type 2. This is the second time in like 2 weeks that I've missed just an easy Type 2. I've actually never, since I started trading this system after I did that back test, I've never taken a Type 2 and had it run to profit. And that's one of the key components to this system and making sure it's truly profitable is letting a Type 2 do what it needs to do. So kind of kicking myself for that right now because, uh, I mean, I could have been so much more profitable. So we got that nice sell-off. This was power hour. Oh, and I fixed my time. So it says 1400 down at the bottom. That candle did actually start at 1400 or 2 o'clock. So we got a huge green push up and then a sell back off. And I'm like, sweet, here we go. And I just now looked at it and we're bleeding up overnight. Honestly, this is not the best look for a short position. The price action today has been stupid. If you're trying to trade this intraday, you probably got whipped around. I do not like that 4-hour candle, and actually, if we're being super technical about it, the 4-hour trend is still green. We had a sell off on the 4-hour. We pushed back up. We got that type 2. We got the sellers coming back in. We did not close below that candle, and now we're pushing back up. If that trend continues and we break those candles, my bet would be that we're running up to this zone. And I will look for a retest and probably just try to run it to that zone, honestly. Just given the way that the price action looks right now, I would really prefer to see this thing sell off and we hit this zone and then make a move up. But you know, that's my personal opinion. It's what I would like to see. It doesn't mean the market's going to do it, and so I need to be prepared for the market to do whatever the market's going to do. That's the point that I'm remembering right now. This type 2, like, should have been an easy trade. Should have been quick profit within the course of an hour, and I wasn't in it. So there we are. That's what I'm discovering about this trading system is I am having a heck of a time getting in on type 2s and actually letting them play out. That is my biggest weakness right now. There is something about like, all right, you're in the type 1 short, it is now pushing up, you've got a giant green candle and it smacks that type 2. Nothing about that green candle says, yeah, we're going to sell here, and then the sellers come in. It's amazing how these zones work. That's what I'm trying to remember, is that the zones are right more often than I am. So hopefully what this is, for the sake of my position, is we got a strong sell-off. Technically speaking, we're still inside of that hourly candle. And honestly, whatever direction, if I were going to chart this thing out on a smaller time frame, whatever direction we break and hold below, I'll even give it a little bit of wiggle room because of those wicks. Whatever direction we break and close at, I think is the direction that we run. So that's not a system that I would necessarily play, but there we have it. So that's my trading. That's my trade journal setup now is TraderSync. I will be manually entering all of my trades from here on out. So this data is going to be as accurate as I can possibly make it. Yeah, hopefully it's going to assist us as we get moving forward. I can really be plotting out where am I making mistakes, what are my most consistent mistakes, how much are these mistakes costing me, and what can I do to start eliminating those mistakes. That's the whole purpose of keeping a trade journal. It's the whole purpose of me doing these videos. For the 6 of you that watch, I really appreciate it because I'm hoping y'all can start keeping me accountable on this. So here we go. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I have no idea what's going on in the markets. I'm going to be on the road all day tomorrow, so I'm going to have my orders set and hopefully have some profit at the end of the day. We'll see what direction it wants to go. Thanks for watching. If you want to follow along, click the little subscribe button. You can follow my trading journey as I figure out this whole trading thing. So I'll see you tomorrow.